Welcome back. WSBA Morning News with Gary Sutton. So that's the strategy. Governor Wolf saying there a moment ago, stay home, stay safe, and collect their unemployment benefits. 7:06 here on a Tuesday morning on WSBA Morning News with Gary Sutton. I hope that's not a long-term strategy, but whatever long-term is, because there are people who would tell us that the new normal is long-term. With us this morning is Senator Kristin Phillips-Hill at 7:06 on WSBA Morning News with Gary Sutton. We start our second hour, and she is a state senator from the 28th Senatorial District here in the state of Pennsylvania. Good morning, Senator. How are you?
Good morning, Gary, and good morning to all your listeners. It's great to be back on the program.
So stay home, stay safe, and collect your unemployment benefits. Sounds like
great, Gary. Except I don't know if you realize this, but the unemployment compensation system crashed again last night. So people can
Yes.
stay home, they can try and stay safe, but we're checking on the status of that this morning because as of last night, you couldn't collect unemployment compensation.
yesterday the governor reacted, I think, in part to the letter that the York County delegation sent him on Friday when it was discovered that we would not be part of the yellow group that would be going, even though our numbers are at 42 cases per 100,000. And he said yesterday that businesses in counties that do not apply by or abide by the law will no longer be eligible for business liability insurance and the protections it provides. That was one of the things that was said. He also said to those politicians who decide to cave into this coronavirus, they need to understand the consequences of their cowardly act, quote unquote. He said threatening to withhold state and federal funding, which later on he had to walk back because he can't withhold federal funding to counties, that put us all at risk by operating illegally, quote unquote. So the governor, who was given, I guess, emergency powers by a law some years ago, I guess that emergency goes on as long as he would like it, but the idea that he has not worked well together with the state legislature is causing a lot of concern right now. And also a lot of people, Senator, are asking the question, how long do we get to have the control by the governor and his experts, quote unquote, here in the state of Pennsylvania? Because people are becoming somewhat uncomfortable with that, to say the least. Your thoughts?
Well, there was a lot that you put forward there, Gary. Look, I have to tell you, at first I thought that he was really saying it was the politicians who were cowards. But at the end of the day, I am simply I reflect every single one of the people in my district that I have been honored to be elected to represent in Harrisburg. I am their voice. I am there to do their well. Essentially, he called the people that I represent cowards. And let me tell you something. I don't represent cowards. I represent heroes. I wish that the governor would come down to my district office and sit and answer the phones as they ring into the office. The people who have, built businesses with blood, sweat, tears, and all of their financial savings to be shut down, who have been patient and have trying to do the very best that they can do in this time of crisis. The people who don't have a job that can't get through to unemployment compensation. The people who don't know where they're going to get their next meal and have to take their children to the line at the food bank. To be able to look into their eyes and to just hear their voices, to the people who are there on the front lines at York Hospital, they've done an exceptional job. The people in our nursing homes who are taking care of our greatest generation. In York County, they're doing an exceptional job. Those are the people that he called cowards. How dare he? I represent heroes. And I'll tell you what, I had a constituent say to me on Facebook yesterday that true character is revealed in time of crisis. Mm-hmm. You know what? I can only say that what I saw yesterday was petulant. It was like a child that had dropped his lollipop or threw his lollipop in the sand. It was not acceptable.
He also warned yesterday, quote, that businesses that choose to follow the whims of local politicians and ignore the law by reopening in defiance of the shutdown, that they risk business licenses, certificates of occupancy, and other required governmental approvals to operate. Quote, counties will not be eligible for federal stimulus discretionary funds the state receives and intends to provide to counties with populations of fewer than 500,000 people. He has since walked that part back a little bit. And also, quote,
right,
businesses
in Pennsylvania, we appropriate all federal dollars. So that's not, in fact, the case.
And then he said businesses in counties that do not abide by the law will no longer be eligible for business liability insurance and the protections it provides. The Pennsylvania Department of Insurance came out then and had details on that. He said restaurants that reopen for dine-in services in counties that have not been authorized to reopen, like round-the-clock diner here, will be at risk of losing their liquor license, quote unquote. County residents receiving unemployment compensation will be able to continue to receive benefits even if their employer reopens. Employees may choose not to return out of concern for personal safety and safety of co-workers. You wrote a letter on Friday, you and the delegation wrote a letter to the governor on Friday when New York was not declared one of the yellow things. And again, the yellow is not green yet either, so I'm not sure how good the yellow is. But indicating that you were ready to reopen the county and you wanted a response back. Well, I think you got your response yesterday. I understand this afternoon there's going to be a response from the York County delegation over in Hanover. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, Gary, look, my letters have gone unanswered. I received an email saying from one of the governor's staff saying that it had been received. I've sent a few, including that one from most of the York County legislators. Look, we have met the metrics that the governor and the Secretary of Health have laid out. We have a very good case to move to the yellow phase of his reopening plan, and we laid that out in the letter. We didn't get a response. We got the tirade yesterday morning of name calling. We have heard from our people. We have met the criteria. And for us, it's becoming more and more difficult when the governor is leading by press release, and he's pre-screening his questions at his press conferences. So we will be getting together, again, calling on the governor to move our county to the yellow phase of his reopening plan because we meet the criteria. And don't blackmail our people or threaten, the insurance department to attack our businesses. The concept that protecting public health and protecting our economic health are not mutually exclusive goals. I think that the governor has to acknowledge that. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The legislature has seen the need to devote as many resources to where this virus has wreaked havoc as we possibly can, and that is in our nursing homes. Now, we've done a great job here in York County, but roughly 70% of all deaths due to COVID-19 have occurred in our nursing homes.